Make that t-shirt. All right. Our next comedian, we used to go to his house a lot after shows. It was in the Westmore Meyer. Where was the Westmore Meyer house, Andy?
We had t-shirts and everything. It was fun. And it was mostly because I lived in an apartment complex where there was no like backyard or like anybody to play with, so I had to kind of make up my own way to play with people, and that was...
Lose your world in the imagination of books.
yeah.
Like all that stuff?
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow?
Yeah, almost. Yeah. Well, they almost kicked me out of there.
Because you were doing an improv show?
No.
You showed up in...
No, I'm just kidding. No.
You didn't do that.
No, I
Please
didn't.
tell me you
No,
didn't.
I didn't do it.
It was so gross that some guy cut his really long hair in the shower, and I was there the day he did that, and then I came back a month later, and the shower still looked like Chewbacca had exploded in that fucking thing.
My dad, when we were growing up, he always had a camera in my face, like to, to film all of our moments. So it was kind of like, there's a camera in front of me, I better be a big ham. And that was kind of like, my dad was pushing me to like be silly, and that was kind of the way I started. Was being silly, and there was always a competition in my house, at the dinner table, who was going to tell the funniest story from the day, and that kind of pushed me in that way to be silly. And
That was your first yes and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And my sister and I have always been not in competition to be who would be the silliest, but we definitely like work off of each other to be silly. So and all the cartoons. I think cartoons inspired me a lot. I was always in front of the TV. That was my babysitter for a while, a lot of Looney Tunes.
Still is.
Yeah, it still is.
Give it up to Andy Mill. He's gonna come up here right now. Let me set up the microphone for him.
I started doing comedy when I started to do impressions of celebrities that my parents liked. And then I took some classes at Second City in high school. I worked in radio through college, and I kept doing stuff I started doing, basically, when I did radio, I didn't like doing DJ stuff. I like doing funny things on the radio. So eventually I figured out, I should just do funny stuff instead of trying to do it on the radio, and I've had more fun with it, and Frank and I have been performing together on and off since about 2006. Yeah.
So fuck you, James Bailey! Fuck you!
I just want to bring it back to Kevin.
I'm killing you!
Since 2006, we've been doing the Thursday night improv show at the Ashbury, which has been running since 2003. And so we started working on it together when other people were kind of managing it. And then in 2009, when I didn't want to do radio anymore and I was really depressed about it, Frank started talking to me more and more about doing improv stuff here. And we started working on improv together, and slowly but surely he was doing Hot Cup, which was this weekend show, which was still very new at the time, and I started to do stand-up, and then Frank said, why don't you do stand-up here, and then why don't we do an improv act together, and so we started seeing too much of each other to the point where if we were going to do comedy, we should basically just do it together.
We started dating. In comedy, basically.
We're not together anymore.
No.
April 16th? None of these fuckers! Nobody calls. Nobody lets me know. I've seen more of these shows than any single one of them, Frank included. I've missed maybe 2 of these in the history of Hot Cup.
The reason why I started the show here was because I was in a relationship that had lasted, I think it was like a year and a half or something, and it was like my big, like I'd just come out of the closet, so I was like really hoping this relationship was like, we're getting married and all this stuff. So when it was over with, and I wasn't doing comedy really too much. I was here on Thursdays, but I really wasn't really focusing on something, so my drive was, I'm going to do something that, that I'm only going to be in control of. Like someone could, leave you or a relationship can end, but if you do comedy and you dedicate yourself to it, it's never over unless you say it's over, you know what I mean? And it sort of put me in a place where I could be around a lot of similar people and make new friends and, see things in a better, funnier way. And, it made me feel close to a lot of people, and I still, the relationships that I started here 5 years ago, I'm still really strong with those comedians and those people that helped me start the show. So it helped me get out of a really negative place.
And you may piss people off, like in your family. You may think you're just wasting your time. I can't tell you how many times Mom are like, when are you going to get a real job? You know? And I'm a little bit older than him, so the pressure is still on you. I feel that every day. But I also, I love it. I don't take any more satisfaction for anything in my life.
It'll be one way to, help me get through whatever it is that's bothering me. And is it an accurate statement? I say yeah. I mean, that's why, comedy is good in a depression. That's why comedy, in like a real, like, economic depression, people will watch, TV shows and movies that are funnier as opposed to, dramas or biographies. People want to see.
Thanks, Obama. Yeah. Thanks, man. We're loving it. Keep this reception going. We're going to keep filling these fucking seats with broke losers.
Please give it up to the lobster man, James Bailey!
You like it. You're like, oh, that's funny. I like that joke. But then when you do comedy every night, you fall in love with it. There's no stronger bond than that. Because I mean, I didn't know about the bond back before this whole bullshit thing of hurting myself happened, and I just found it out by I can do this. It's just about finding yourself.
You guys came out for a hot cup of comedy, but you guys came out to see me!
Hell yeah!
Love you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
Get up for yourself! When you're in a bad moment, you just gotta find yourself. And I found myself, and I literally cried after that set too, because I couldn't believe I have it still. I'm lucky I do, because I work hard at it. And yeah, that was the down point of my life. I'm sure there's many more to come, but as you grow up, you start to take responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen anymore, and that's what definitely helped me take responsibility.
Guys, I wanna talk about the first time I got arrested. You guys mind that? You guys mind that I talk about the first time? Because I feel there's many more to come, and
I mean, I'm back to normal. I'm back to normal. I feel good. Feel funny.